Before I begin, I have a few updates. My last video about one of the worst people I know, Ripper, was viewed by someone. Ripper thought that was weird. Also, this will be my last mixtape video for a while. Just 4 in a row is a bit much. I know lots of you came for the mixtape stuff, but I make more than just mixtape videos and I don't want to be locked into that one subject. Also, thanks to all of you for the huge amounts of support. I went from like 150 subs before December to 400 now. That is the best growth my channel has ever gotten, and obviously just doing simple math, but because of that I now have the community tab on YouTube, which is super cool. Okay, we can begin now. I open Reddit because I'm morbidly obese and see a post about SnuffR73 on r/mondogore. I just wondered what the comment section would look like, as many people usually get mad when people ask about stuff like that on mondogore. So I clicked on it and saw a comment saying exactly what it was, with pretty good detail and a link to the movie database. The link had details about every mixtape from the group SnuffR73. Like the self-titled SnuffR73, SnuffR73 Second, Necropedophiliac, and then these ones no one really knows about. Please excuse my short-term memory and the Mr. Sardine's Basement series. 4 installments as of my knowledge. So here we can find dates for all of SnuffR73's creations, which was interesting to main 2014 for the first of 2 pieces of lost media, and 2015 for the other. We also get descriptions of the mixtapes. For the first one it has a long description which I don't care about. Remember that this one was almost a direct copy of MD Pope. However, the story goes that the second one was made and sent to Thomas Cinema Gore, which he later reviewed, just like he did the first one. In the sequel it wasn't a copy at all, it was suicide only. Which is why the description for the sequel is, I now understand how Robin Williams used a door to hang himself. But this video isn't about those nerds, it's about Mr. Sardine's Basement, so let's go to that. The director is a 14-year-old female from Monterrey, Nuevo Leon, Mexico, that is also known as Fusxy. Now my theory, film theory, is that this was not made by a 14-year-old Mexican girl. Just like with SnuffR73, they had an alias as well, Clinton Tail. So I think that Rae Rocha is another alias used for this. The first one came out on the 13th of December, 2021. Which just isn't true at all, and I'll actually talk about why in like 2 minutes. Let's try and find this now. Doing a Google search won't really give you anything. Let's go somewhere darker. If you do a Google search you'll just find boring movie databases and stuff like that just saying that it exists with the exact same information I just shared with you earlier. Places like Simple, Plex, Binged, and Streamable. But if you go somewhere really truly disgustingly dark, the second page of Google, you can find some interesting things. Also known as actually kinda nothing for me, to be honest. But I opened up Tor and thought maybe something could come of that, and with one search I found like 10 new links talking about it. Moviefone, Tract, and a few others to name a couple. Something to take note of was how Tract said that SnuffR73 was the studio behind Mr. Sardine's Basement. Through all these sites I eventually found the TMDB thing. I decided to take a few more looks at it. The most vile, disgusting, and repulsive film ever created. An in-depth analysis of the easy to access and hard to access crevices of the World Wide Web. No cast, obviously, no reviews or discussions, as expected, and more useless things. Except for one. The top contributor for this was someone going by TRXVVR. Searching up this username will show you a Reddit account. This person posts in subreddits about good artists, but that doesn't really matter here. What does matter is this comment right here. Oh my bruh, we came full circle. The same comment about the SnuffR73 stuff with the same link to all the creations from SnuffR73. I messaged him and asked if he knew anything about Mr. Sardine's Basement, or if he somehow had it, and here's what he said.
I used to be in contact with the person who made them. I only have a digital copy of the first Mr. Sardine's Basement installment. I added those films, and other, more known films affiliated with the Snuff R73 urban legend, to TMDb. I know absolutely nothing about, please excuse my short-term memory, except for it's a mixtape. You could just assume it's any other mpope rip-off with gore and obscene pornography. The first MSB installment isn't interesting at all. The first fourth is any other gore porn mixtape, and the last 3/4 are just a fucking meme compilation, mixed in with an episode of One Piece for some reason. I'm assuming it's a troll job, and it's likely the other installments and PEMSM are also troll jobs. For now, all I know is that Mr. Sardine's Basement is a shitty mixtape that is hardly a mixtape, but mostly a meme compilation, that was created by someone who was affiliated with Snuff R73, someone who was likely in contact with Luca Magnotta. MSB's creator is a horrible person, especially considering they're in the same group of people that were arrested for distribution of CP. I'll go ahead and send you a drive link to MSB, but just know it's pretty shitty, and its creator is a shitty person as well.
So he said that he was in contact with Fusksy, and that he only has the first one as of that time, and that the first quarter is like any other gore porn mixtape, but then the last 3/4 was just a meme compilation, with a One Piece episode. I have my doubts, but I guess we'll see. So it's 8 GB, which is crazy. It's also 2 hours and 5 minutes, just like the sites said. Let's start watching it. Okay, that's all you can really watch for now. It then cuts to a clip of a body cut in half by a train. The person waves their hands around briefly, even though their body is in half. Then it cuts to a man in a hat who speaks for like 1 second, before being shot 5 times in the face, and then the camera goes to a close-up of the man's face, which is a fountain of blood at that point. The only thing you can point out from his extremely destroyed face are his eyes. Then a car doing donuts in a parking lot with a crowd watching. A random guy in the crowd walks in for some reason and gets ran over the face by the car. He might be dead, he might not be, I can't really tell. Basically it's just clips like that go on for about 30 minutes. One of the clips I actually remember seeing on Reddit. A guy who lights a cigarette in a place with a gas leak. Then at exactly 29 minutes and 35 seconds in, it cuts to the meme compilation. There is a TikTok of a guy saying that your childhood isn't valid if you don't remember what he shows, which is weird. Then there is a TikTok of a guy talking about the similar rights between Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy. Then after a not noteworthy meme, the entire music video for Saint Mercator's Da Biggest Bird plays. That is why the mixtape didn't come out in 2021. This music video came out in January of this year. Then there is a full clip from Plakwa Boy Max. Then a Tiklematip Quandale Dingle meme. Then a few bad memes. And then here it is. The full One Piece episode. I have no clue which one it is, but it definitely is one. Then after that is a Roblox character dancing. Then a few other memes. Then a music video. And then an entire Playboy Carti Iceberg explained video in here. The video was made by Junplug. Then there are like 3 more memes before an end screen. Apparently the producers are Luca Magnotta, Jonathan Kirk, and Emily Parks. Jonathan Kirk is Dababa's real name, which is pretty funny. They even named Clinton Tail in the credits for writers and or directors, which is pretty stupid. This is also the uncut version, so that leads me to believe that their cold have initially been just the first 30 minutes without all the dumb memes, and that I have the version with memes. Okay, that's it. Everything about it that I can really name. I do not have any of the sequels. I guess they're lost for now. The person that sent me this also said he watched the second one, but does not have it. He does have a trailer for it, which doesn't really show anything, if I'm being completely honest. Also I can't play the song for copyright stuff. but the song played in the intro and in the trailer for the second one is SK8 Head by Zilla Kami and SOS Miller. Okay, that's it for this video. Sorry it's shorter, but the one for May is actually very interesting. Okay, so right as I thought that I was done all the writing, I got a little message from the guy I was talking with. He has Mr. Sardine's Basement Volume 2, and he could send it to me after he finished uploading it. So after further discussion and waiting, I got it. Let's quickly talk about Please Excuse My Short-Term Memory. Then what is in Mr. Sardine's Basement Volume 2? Okay, so that cool guy I was messaging told me this. Please Excuse My Short-Term Memory is a compilation in a set of DVDs with the same title. The set has 4 installments, only one of them being 100% created by Fuzzy. So those are Please Excuse My Short-Term Memory, Necropedophiliac, and the 2 creepypasta videos Transfiguration and Suicide Mouse. I'm not sure why those videos were sold with those 2 mixtapes / compilations, but that doesn't really matter too much. Apparently I have already seen Please Excuse My Short-Term Memory. Yeah, so the meme compilation part, or the part of Mr. Sardine's Basement that starts after the first 30 minutes is Please Excuse My Short-Term Memory. The whole meme compilation with the Playboy Carti iceberg video and the One Piece episode is Please Excuse My Short-Term Memory. Just the uncut version of Mr. Sardine's Basement has Please Excuse My Short-Term Memory in it. So let's just start immediately. The first part is a bunch of images of violent things / then a clip of what I think is a woman being murdered by a gang / cartel. Then something I will keep undescribed. Then the title cards and beginning credits. Then another gang or cartel clip of people waving their weapons around while beheading someone. Then a clip of someone who has a leg with an exposed bone. The leg is bleeding everywhere while he tries to stand up. And then lots of more clips like that. Kinda boring until you get to one specific part. Eventually a few memes come and go, and then all of Necropedophiliac plays. Yeah, the one that lots of you call Snuff R73, even though it's not called that plays. After that there is Transfiguration. And then right after that is Suicide Mouse. Noticing a trend? Yeah, so the 3 other parts in the set of Please Excuse My Short-Term Memory plays. You can probably assume what the rest of the clips are going to be. There's also a 100-year mama jokes video in there for some reason. There is no end screen or anything like that. It just ends at the Mr. Beast vs Squid Game video clip. Now the 3rd and 4th are actually lost. And does it really even matter if they are found? Based on the last 2 I can assume that they are going to be gory to start then become a meme compilation. Okay, so you really fell for it again. How does it feel? Anyways, the same guy that is doing way too much work for this said he found Mr. Sardine's Basement 3. Let's talk about it. Again, let's just start with the contents immediately. This one has better editing than the other ones in my opinion. The first part has Mr. Sardine. Finally we get to meet him after all this time. He says that this mixtape is not for the faint of heart and the song that plays during this part is Libert's Delay. Not really sure why the creator got so mad during the title cards either. This first clip is one I saw on Reddit a few months back. It shows a man with his family on a boat with what I think is a baby shark. The baby shark bites the father's pinky off and nothing really happens in that clip other than that. The next clip is what I think is an attempt at a beheading. I can't really tell because they just whack the blade more at the dead guy's face than the neck. Then a weird clip that will definitely not be described. Then a clip of what I think is a teen who was in a crash with a car, but he was on a bike, so he's just on the sidewalk bleeding a lot with a broken arm. I'm pretty sure he is dead. Then an absolute classic of a guy trying to push a tractor with just his legs. Obviously one if his legs break, and you can hear a deep toned crack. Then after a while there is the diving face split video. If you know it then congratulations I guess. Then a few animal fight clips. You know those amazing kids books that are like T-Rex versus your mother? Yeah well they have a few fights of like a tarantula vs a scorpion. The type of content you want to see. As much as I hate spiders I feel like this could be considered animal abuse to an extent. Because someone trapped these two in there with the intent for them to fight to the death. Then there are a few more fights between animals, and some of them got me empathizing for these poor scorpions. Then after quite a while the inevitable happens. Memes. And bad ones at that. Then a full Mr. Beast reaction video. Then some credits. Again it has credits of people that don't exist, and that aren't true at all. And with that, it's basically over. I won't talk about MSB4. It doesn't really matter if I do. It will be the same as the first 3. Just much longer. Okay thank you for watching. This one may be a bit underwhelming, but my next video will be very cool, so stay tuned for that. Also apparently there is a 5th Mr. Sardine's basement. But it's only 7 minutes, and probably just as bad as the others.